Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Galloping Major and this is a Let's Play in HMS Gallant. Basically a Let's Play is where I get to play the ship and explain what I'm doing without me being distracted by reading from a notepad like what happens in the reviews. Now the review is carded top right now, but first thing I'd like to do is simply apologise. I messed up on one of the things. I said the Gallant has the second highest torpedo damage for the tier. I should have said the third. I had a typo in my spreadsheet, and it wasn't until someone pointed out in the comments did I realise. So I'd like to apologise for that. Next time I'll have to double check my spreadsheet before I press on with a review, because I literally only just entered in the French destroyer before I did the Gallant. So, spawn on the left, pushing out to the left. It's a tier 4 and 5 game of capture the base on Trident. On the enemy team there's a division of a Jaguar and a Gepard, then there's an Icarus, Kirov, Dallas, New York, Fuso, Queen Elizabeth. So the division is quite scary, simply because two French destroyers with those hard-hitting guns is going to be concerning. However, they've already been spotted on the far side of the map. You'll see them at grid reference 3-4, basically 3 along and 4 up. I think I may get some one. Might. So the Icarus is spotted over here as well. At the moment I don't quite have a lot of spotting support, although we do have a Jaguar coming over here. So we've lost 2 ships already, which is a little bit concerning. Now the nice one about the Gallant is, although the torpedo reload time per tube is the same as the Icarus, because you have less torpedoes in your launchers, they do reload a little bit quicker. Basically the time it takes to reload an additional tube. So it does mean that you can end up, well, you got the same rate of fire, is the best way to put it. Jaguar. We will engage the Jaguar, because it would be good just to try and get some distractions. Basically trying to make the engagement against the Icarus, I should say. Trying to make the engagement against the Icarus a 2v1, so he ends up not really being in a favourable position. Yeah, he's overextended himself. Now I've obviously got to start making sure I turn away, because I don't want to overextend myself. Yeah, there we go, Jaguar mopped him up, very nice. So they've only got 1 destroyer left, and also we. I'm the only destroyer left on my team. Now, one trick to do when you play a destroyer is always double check your detectability by sea before you go into a game. And then remember that number when you play, because then you know how far you have to run before you drop off detectability. So with my Gallant and my commander build and my camouflage, I know that it's going to be 5.6, and therefore I know that's the magic number I need to look for when I run away. Now that New York's actually got turrets facing the wrong way, and he's gonna take, yeah, bit of a kill still. This is why I wish there was a I'm sorry, just to say, like, apologise for when things like that happen. Because the intention there wasn't to kill him, it was just simply to assist my teammate. However, I guess at the end of the day, a kill's a kill. So now we have possibly victim number 2, Puffin Pants. So the torpedo range on the Gallant is 8 kilometers, so that's always another number to always watch out for, because then you know how much further you have to go. I suspect the Fuso's turning out. Yeah, he's turning out. So with the Gallant, because you don't have sonar, or that defensive sonar that the Icarus has, all those multiple smoke screens that the Icarus has, you do end up playing her a little bit more passively. With an Icarus you can be a bit more aggressive because you can always pop a smoke and shoot and let that smoke screen dissipate and then move up, almost like bounding from smoke screen to smoke screen forward up the map. With the Gallant, simply because of the nature of her having those Japanese smoke screens and the Japanese engine boost, almost like, because you don't have those kind of consumables that the Icarus comes with, you do find yourself playing it very passively, almost kind of like a Japanese destroyer, but you don't have the torpedo range that the Fubuki has. But what you do have is a very nice maneuverability, and you haven't got great guns, but you do have the ability to put up a bit of a bite sometimes against an enemy. Yeah, Fuso's running away very nicely. I suspect my torpedoes are all going to miss unless he turns into them. Ooh. We're not... Ah, lucky devil, eh? Queen Lizzie's backing up. Still out of range. Fuso, though, has gone back on course. Now what I do, I spread them backwards. Sometimes I spread up to it. I find if you spread up to the point, it is harder for an enemy to turn out, or turn into them because of the way they're curved. Now he's turning back out. There's a cruiser there. What's the cruiser left? Dallas. Dallas will be painful if it finds me. And there's a lot of spotter aircraft around, so I'm just going to put my engine boost just to keep me moving, get me away from those aircraft. Because one of those aircraft is the Dallas aircraft, and that's going to be, well, you don't know how much longer that's got left, but the Queen Elizabeth aircraft, that's only just got launched, and so it's only got a deployment time of about a minute and a half. Oh, managed to get 2 torpedo hits on the Fuso, because he's doing that kiting in and out tactic. Queen Elizabeth conned on. Just expecting the New York to play round around the mulberry bush with the friendly New Mexico. Oh, Dallas is closing in on it. You can see that on the minimap. So I'm just going to start trying to put some distance between me and the Dallas. And what I might do, I might take an opportunity here to actually pop a smoke screen. So I'm going to drop down to quarter speed, and then once I've dropped down to about 15 knots, there we go, we can start laying that smoke screen. And we'll just start firing on the New York. Now you see that I got flooding on him, and now I've got fire on him as well. So he didn't use his damage con, because the damage con of the American battleships does last quite a while, and if he did use damage con, that fire wouldn't have set. And we got another torpedo hit, very nice. So we're going to back up, and we're just going to maximise our time in the smoke. We have a minute and 25, so as long as the rest of my team can do the spotting, I'll probably just focus on seeing what I can get on the Queen Elizabeth. Now I will just back up, just to make sure that I've got enough broadside facing the Queen Elizabeth for when my torpedoes are ready. Looks like he's trying to come to a standstill, so what I'm doing, I'm aiming for the bridge there. The reason being is the bridge is a great big boxy structure covered in thin armour, and if I can get my shells to penetrate through that, I have a good chance of getting a nice amount of damage. However, due to the range, it is plunging fire. Plunging fire is where the shells come almost vertically down on the ship due to the range, and therefore they're hitting like the top of the ship, like the deck of the ship, rather than the actual side of the ship. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to farm much more out of this smoke screen, so it's time to vacate. And what have we got left? We've got a Dallas, and the Queen Elizabeth. And so it's only the Dallas aircraft up at the moment. Still not sure how long that's got left. Just seeing what I can do with this. Temptation just to tease the Dallas and shoot him a little bit. To be honest, actually, from this location I won't be spotted for at least a moment. Queen Elizabeth, you turning in or you turning out? Now I'm just going to slowly push it up to the edge of my detectability, which I know is 5.6 kilometers. So instantly, as soon as I'm in torpedo range, crack it into full reverse, just so I don't have to go any further forward. Now let's try the usual. I'm going to fan up to him, and I always go a little bit past, just in case. Now the reason why the fan from the rear to the ship works with the British is because if he tries to turn out, he actually turns broadside on to those torpedoes. The only way he can, and the usual instinct is to turn either in or out. So against those torpedoes he's probably better off turning out, which he is doing. However, because they come from the back forwards, sometimes what you find is you might trick a player into thinking when they see the first torpedo they'll stop. They won't worry too much about the first torpedo because they think, ah, that's coming behind me, so they keep going at the same speed, and then as the fan gets closer and closer to them, then they start to panic. That Dallas is now getting a little bit too close to me, 6.6 kilometers. I've only got, yeah, he's speeding onto me, so I'm going to get that engine boost on, put some distance between me and the Dallas. Now you can see that I could be a bit cheeky here and I can fire, and then the nice one is because the Bravo turret is rearward facing, I can kind of just change my angle and just see if I can tease him a little bit. It's a bit dangerous, I will admit. But at the moment his attention is very distracted by the battleships on the right flank, and he's only just starting to realise that I'm offering a very juicy target. Now he's firing AP, so I'm just going to quickly dodge that. I do have a smoke screen, so let's pop that smoke screen and start seeing if we can get some fires on this guy. So now we've got a smoke screen and a Confederate medal. Oh, very nice. And using our friendly battleships as the spotters here. Really it should be the other way around, but oh well. Here's a fire. Ah, there we go. That was a nice little game in HMS Gallant. Yeah, you have to play her completely different to the Icarus, I have to admit, but she is a nice little ship to still take out. 107,000 damage, 63 hits on target, 7 torpedoes, 5 kills. The less said about that, the better. Kane, top of the team, happy with that, nice little effort. Yeah, so ship service cost was only 34,000. Made quite a bit of profit, nicely, because I do have a premium account, and obviously the ship service cost is lowered due to her being a premium ship at tier 5. So made a nice little nice penny there at the end of the day. Well, if you do like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. If you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, much appreciated. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who is subscribed. Your effort and contributions to this channel is always much appreciated. I always do like seeing your comments, and I try to respond to every comment. At the moment I can still do that. But yeah, well, that's HMS Gallant, nice little let's play. I've been the Galloping Major, and back to the port.